speech is a platform for freedom. Freedom of expression. Freedom of artistic venue. Freedom of being able to live your life the way you want to live it. Hey, Booty, move. Good boy. Let's hope we got enough gas to get out of here.
What's your name?
My name is Happy.
Yeah, they told us about you. You and Joy and Life.
Joy is my lady. She's on the other side of that truck. Life is my daughter. She's right there on the roller skates. I came here in 1963.
Don't lie to me.
And we slept. Hey, how you doing, man?
I didn't even see that camera.
Yeah. Anyway, we used to sleep in cardboard boxes and in plywood buildings that we built on that side. This is my little Feather. And Feather's such a darling dog. Hey, bro. And he's my little baby. He's my little baby. I like Smokey Joe. He just don't know it because he can't stop long enough to think about things like that. He's so curious about the world. 7 months old.
Don't put him away. Do not put him away.
All I know is that I don't
7
Want
months
somebody to
old.
whine, that's the
I'll
one.
never figure it out until I'm out.
He has separation anxiety disorder.
Yeah, he'll never be a mellow dog.
He has to be with someone all the time because he's scared to be left.
He's afraid to be alone. My camper, I ain't got barely hard enough room to listen, to live in it or anything else. I have two puppies and a male and a female in there, and plus I have a cat. Me and my wife and my daughter live in there, and I just took and put one guy into a room tonight that was staying in the front seat. Money isn't really a necessity. People think it is, and because they only understand that level of transaction, they work on that level. I have been giving as long as I can remember since I was a teenager, and I keep getting so much stuff that I can't ever give away all of it. Well, on the Hobo Trail, I learned one thing. I learned how to share. You see, when there's one can of beans and there's 4 people, okay, the most hungry person in the group, the one that's the most hungry and needs the food the most, they're the one that get it. They can get the whole can, and the other 3 of us, we wouldn't eat. We'd let them eat because they were hungry and they needed it, right?
Let's see if I can get some light on your face.
Light on my face?
Yeah.
It's a character.
I can't change the shape of my hat.
Okay.
It's a character.
Is that good enough?
It's fine.
Whatever you're doing,
I'm tying up the dogs to keep them out of the cat food. I'm doing my job.
you need to get out of here.
I know that. I gotta tie up Feather yet. But I tied up Joe already.
Riding the wind to tomorrow.
Yes, we're riding on the road of destiny. Thank you. How'd you do it?
You always have to say what you're thankful for on Thanksgiving. That's what the point of being thankful is. I'm thankful for my kid. As long as a child is loved and is fed and clothed and taken care of by their parents, that's all that should matter. She doesn't have a lot. She's going to be resentful about certain things, but I pray that that will be okay. And she won't resent me for what I've done because I do what I do to make sure that she is happy, content, and she's with me. I school her myself instead of sending her to a regular school, and she doesn't have an opportunity to make as many friends as she'd like to be a kid.
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving! Whoa! I know, she lost her.
I don't know.
And I gave my ball to him because I lost his ball. And his ball is right now on that room. And we don't have a ladder to get it with. Dad, you know the guy that owns that blue building right there? That not owns it, but he knows it?
Yeah.
Do you think he could go up on the roof and get a ball?
No.
Not that big one, the little one.
No. No, we can't.
There's Johnny.
Janae, you want to ride or not?
I got stuck in my
God save some time and harmony. Take your time to understand that believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. My blood, your blood. Go on the
try
word.
one kid, okay?
I don't care where you come
I
from.
don't give a fuck where you come from. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I dislike what's going
Go
on
away
in the
somewhere
world
else.
state. Destruction of God and the terrorists. Terrorists, I hate. Yeah.
You ran all the way from Rose to here?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm on my way back.
Oh, guess what? Keisha's on her way there.
Your mama went back to the truck?
She's right now on her way looking for you, too.
Oh, this way?
Yeah.
Happy. What does he do every?
And he plays music. He's a fine musician. He writes real funny songs. I enjoy them. I mean, he makes people laugh. And I think that's great, you know? I think that's great. I wish I had more of that gift.
A little something different in the song. Put a little hitch until you get along. Life in Hollywood can be kind of rough. Trying to make it enough is enough. Some people been commit suicide, genocide. Some just hop back into the ride. Some of us gotta stick in. Some of us gotta stick in like half. Listen to me, y'all, through all kind of mishaps. But all in all, it's just beautiful though. Let me tell you this at the Happy Show. Hollywood booming, I'm trying to succeed. Philly Beach gives me the spiritual things I need. Philly Beach gives me the spiritual things I need. Woo! My destiny, my life. Helps me get through my strife. Bam!
Ah, yeah. Happy birthday, Life.
Happy
Do that
birthday.
one just a little bit. Come in frame here. How you doing?
Good.
What you been doing?
Playing with Keisha
Playing with Keisha?
and Nancy and
Hey,
Crystal.
that's licorice, isn't it?
I only had one stick.
That's cool.
Can I have $1?
$1?
So I could go up and get some candy because I'm hungry.
Oh, well, I'd rather you got something other than candy.
Like what? I'm
I don't know.
starved.
I don't know. You're starved. Now that's rare. No.
Talk about Venice at night. How is it different during the day and at night?
Well, at night the tourists don't come out like they do during the day, and at nighttime mostly it's just the local people that are here and the people that live on the beach and stuff like that. So it's not the same world as it is during the daytime. Venice at night is a lot more serene and a lot more calm, although it does have its volcanic eruptions in the middle of the night sometimes.
The summer was hot and young. Bikinis wet and dreaming. Iguanas in the sun. Carnival in Rio. Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Strip it off in Reno. Take it off them blue jeans.
I know, you're hungry. Yeah, there's supposed to be food here by now. We're waiting on somebody to deliver snack lunch. They haven't done that yet, so we're kind of out in the food department for the moment. She's still been eating Halloween candy. She's got plenty of Halloween candy.
I feel like, I don't know if this is a question you want to answer or not, but do you ever feel like you want to give up this lifestyle at all?
No, the feeling of giving up. No, I never want to give up. Thing is, you see, a lot of things have happened to me in my life, and when I look back and see what hardships I've been able to survive, I look at things like this, and they're not a hardship at all. They're just more like a blessing, because, see, in order to accept life, you have to be able to change. Nothing stays the same except for change. If you're not changing, you're standing still. And I have to be moving. I have to be changing. Some black beans, potatoes, some pasta, cooking and stuff. Somebody donated those to us tonight so we can take them back to the vehicle. We don't have a way to cook yet, but we're hoping to get it set up soon.
How are you going to do that?
Well, it looks like we're going to have to go somewhere. We don't know where yet, but we're not safe in the city anymore. We don't have any way to survive ourselves in the city anymore. Having a life to raise means a lot more than just living your life, I mean, after life was born, I got a vasectomy. There will be no more children in my world. I'm going to have to try to move somewhere else. It's not able to, unless somebody's ready to foot the bill, if somebody's willing to come forward with some money to sponsor me, to help me get started a little bit here, there's no way. I'm too far down. In 1978, I suffered from a claw hammer blow while I was in prison. And I had amnesia all the way until 1984 in my life. And I'm still trying to get my head back together from that, which is another thing.
So has that affected your ability to work?
It totally affected my ability to work. Now, you want to walk with us? You want to go? How do you survive? I said, well, I survive on the cause. He went, on the cause? What's that? I says, on the cause of freedom. Because guys like you who don't have freedom, see guys like me who do, and because I do, You contribute to me, so I can. And that's how I live. We can't cook our food, so we have to eat in restaurants or canned goods or something. We have to buy it daily if we're going to. And that's pretty much the difference between our lives and most other people's lives. They have the stability of a kitchen and a place, and they take that for granted.
Do not put this in your computer. It'll kill your computer. This is what I do with AOL disks. And my father approves of it too. See the shininess? Whoa! No green beans!
Hi, how you doing? This is Adventure Pathway. I know it's hard to believe, but yeah, there's actually people here. My idea of freedom is being able to live the way I want to live and have my family raised the way I want to raise them and not have people tell me how I should raise my family. My idea of freedom is extinct.
Where is he? I'm gonna plant these size 8s into his ass. Where is he? This is a family time and he takes off with you.
I'm done.
Oh, I'm pissed at him. He shouldn't fucking take off. Fuck is he doing, man? I'm wandering looking for him. I waited for him 5 minutes.
Rolling.
I don't care. You deserve an ass whooping. You left us.
He was looking for you.
Bullshit.
Yes, I was.
I was looking for you because you left us here 5 minutes and you were gone. Boom, you were gone. So we went that way thinking you.
We're here.
I know. Ow! I'm
Come
trying.
on, the party started without us.
I'm trying to get the guitar and I can't.
Okay.
Get off of my coat, Joe.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
What's so bad about this?
That's it.
Look, see? I can.
Here it comes.
Look at this.
Yeah. Okay. When they see me walk in with a guitar, they'll probably assume I'm ready to sing.
Yeah, if he's there.
By the way, I have 3 CDs left. I'm not trying to promote them or anything, but I just happen to have only 3 left. I had 7 last week, didn't I? Am I doing 2 or 3 songs tonight?
2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're scraping the pie, trying to get high, looking for reason not to get by, yeah. What we're doing now, you know it don't lie. Wanna get high, so we're scraping the pipe. Well, I could drink beer, but I don't like the buzz on when I'm smoking pot. Well, everyone's my cousin. I'm in love with everyone, and everyone loves me. So when I'm smoking pot, is the different world I see. Yeah, we're scraping the pie, trying to get high, looking for reason enough to get by, yeah. That's what we're doing now, you know it don't lie. We wanna get high, so we're scraping the pipe. Yeah, we're scraping the pie, trying to get high, looking for reason enough to get by, yeah. That's what we're doing now, you know it don't lie. We wanna get high, so we're scraping the pipe. We wanna get high, so we're scraping the pipe. Yeah! Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure once again. Thanks to Abbott Habit. Thanks to Michael. Thanks to everybody for showing up tonight. Peace and love.
Happy and joy about us.
Microscope. It's about $130 microscope. Oh, thank you. Here's another 10 cents that we have now towards it. What's going on here is this here's a microscope. And this guy has it for sale. He started at 15 and he lowered it down to $5. So far, you know what I mean, we've got like $1.65 of it. My daughter's been asking me every year for the past 3 years to get her a microscope so she could study small things in a big way. This is the first time we've ever seen one that we've been able to get with, you know, with so little money. And it's a nice one too. It's about a $130 microscope. We're trying to collect the money to get it. $5. We're trying to collect the money to get it. We have $1.65 right here.
And got everything out that's going to go out. And oh God, there's not much more stuff than there used to be. But the sooner we get this stuff out of here, the better. Oh. This is it. Bye bye, 14. Really anxious. A lot of positive energy is going for this, you know. This is like, it's not happened like this in so long. It's spirit thing and so positive, and I can't even imagine how positive it gets. I really don't know how positive it really is. This on.
When I was 5 years old, the juvenile authorities came to my house where me and my mother lived. They took me from the house and they took me to a detention hall where they kept me, and then they put me in an orphanage until I was 7 years old when they told me that my mother had died of alcoholism. I ran away from the orphanage in Little Rock, Arkansas, Elizabeth Mitchell home, and then I went to Topeka where I found my mother's grave to find out that she had committed suicide. Because they didn't tell her what they had done with me. In 1974, I was arrested for a crime that I did not commit in Atlanta, Georgia, where I was given a life sentence and I was sent to Georgia State Prison. 1982, I was released from Georgia State Prison, and I have been trying to maintain my freedom since. So all I can do is try to maintain my freedom.
Who are you?
Oh, my name is Sam, and I'm running the store here at the house
What
now.
What are you doing?
We call this place Ground Zero, and it's where we
This is where it's all going to happen. You go ahead and tell them how we know each other.
We met on the beach.
Yeah, I was down in Venice Beach feeding people, I think.
Yeah.
He parked his car somewhere and couldn't remember where he parked it.
Come on in.
I like being able to see this every time I come in. Remind me.
I mean, this is a pretty choice thing for you, right, man? Does this?
Well, for me, it's a total change of a lot of things. I have been in a vehicle for a long time now because I couldn't afford to rent a place. And now that he's, invited me to come into his house and stuff, it's a big change for me. And that's what it was about life, my daughter. Everything I do for her and her future, whatever it be. Yes. Cooking, video footage of us cooking, you and me.
It might be fun
You mean like for ourselves?
for everybody.
Oh, well, I mean, not for a whole bunch of people, not cooking for like 100 people or something, just
No.
cooking for us. We don't do that very often, do we? Okay. All right. We'll see about that. All right, later. Okay. All right.
I want to do it today, though.
No, we don't have time today. You're hungry, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get you something to eat. All right. Okay. Later. You know, food is not something that anybody around me ever lacks.
That's for sure.
I feed the hungry, homeless people of the world, and I've been doing it for years. If I can feed them, by golly, I can feed us. Food's easy to get. America's a wasteful world. I just got very, very lucky and fortunate to have it happen. To be able to have Sam let me come and live here. Fruit trees.
A grapevine, which is being covered with bougainvillea.
Yeah, the bogey's got to come out the grape.
A couple peach trees, a couple lime trees, about 3 banana trees, and I think that's about it. There's 2 lime trees, actually.
And quite frankly, it's anything any self-respecting artist needs to live in, and that's who's gonna live here.
Kind of dark in here.
Who's living here?
Nobody right now.
Self-respecting artist eventually.
Yeah, we have somebody in mind, and right now I'm in the process of determining whether or not I'll let them move in or not. In, let's say, a year, maybe 2 years' time, everything here will have conduit, 3 wires, all the electrical will be correct to code, put in another 50 amp, 100 amp service for back here too. And I know how to do that. I went to school for it.
Where did you go to school?
Where did I go to school?
To learn that?
Different institutions and reformatories over the period of 26 years of my life. When I went to institutions and reformatories and orphanages and stuff, instead of me saying to them, oh, wow, poor, pitiful me, I went to trade school and I learned 13 different vocations.
What's this toilet in the backyard?
I guess you can see it's my hair. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. There it goes, down the toilet. Some people, they say their life is going down the toilet. That's not true. Mine won't fit. She'd clog it. I'd have to call a plumber. You called your fucking parents or something after you got out of the police station and went through a tantrum, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, okay. I really, I just got through doing this with somebody else, man, and I wasn't able to pull their ass out. I don't know. Maybe I can do it for you. We'll see.
I hope so.
Well, dude, you can't be having these outbursts, okay? I don't know whatever it is that, you do, whatever you say. You got to get off the emotional point and get to the business point, because if you don't, you'll fucking lose control.
I know.
You'll
and I
have
can
other
do it with
people
everybody on
taking
the planet except my 2 parents.
I understand that, but I'm just telling you, those are the ones you need to deal with the most, because that's where the control lies at. If you have control and they see you have control, they'll let you have control. But if they don't see you having control and they don't see you exercising control, they won't let you have control. And parents are the pickiest ones because they want to have the control over everything. Man.
I'm still here.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Cody.
What's going on, Life? What are you doing?
Playing cards.
What time is it right now?
Let's see.
Like this guy.
I got about 3 minutes to 10.
What normally happens with you guys at this time of night?
Just sit here for a couple hours and do
We
lots
sit
of
here and have Bible study. And then after we have Bible study, we get ready for bed.
People tell me to describe this bus, and I can't.
What?
People say, my girlfriend says, well, tell me about the bus that Happy and his family live in. And I say, You can't describe this bus because I've never seen one like it. It's a beautiful bus.
It's different. I'm fighting hard to keep it.
Who's this little fella in here?
Oh yeah, that's Squeaker. He's very friendly. He's our rodent rat.
What you doing, Happy?
I'm lighting a small bundle of sage. Today is the day of peace and harmony, where we all think about nothing more than just peace and love and have a beautiful day in the park. No business.
Had a man just the other day. Walked up to him, this is what he had to say. Oh my, it's such a happy day. Looked at him right in his eyes. I see the traces of the times he cried, and oh my, it's such a happy day.
Now I gotta figure out what I do next.
When I'm long gone dead, people look at this stuff and go, that's pretty cool. You know, that's after I'm gone. While I'm alive, it doesn't make much sense. You know, it's like I'm kind of vain to be doing this, but, you know, there has to be some recorded documentation of me and what I do and stuff in order to keep me on after I'm gone. I mean, I'm no more than what I leave behind. I wish I had a bunch of my other pictures and things, but I really don't. They're all packed away back in the back somewhere. And maybe there's yeah, I gotta get on this side of you if I can. Maybe there's one over here. Kind of like my little secret vault where I have secret things.
Is that Marlon Brando?
Do you have one of these? I think everybody should have one of these. They tell me that I'm a street person, that I'm a derelict, that I'm a homeless, whatever category and label they want to put on me, that's what they do. As long as people like me don't have anything, they can always point the finger at us and say, we're part of the problem, not part of the solution. Our new dog, Harley. He's not quite 6 months old yet. He might be just about 6 months old. It's a rough world for him because we live outside and everything, so we can't seem to get rid of the fleas. The fleas are always there, no matter what. What I'm doing is we're redoing the bus. We took everything out of the bus and we're redoing it. We're going to put the shelves and the walls and everything in. Over here is the shed area. That was an avocado falling on the tin roof from outside in the trees. And this is where we have all of our stuff right now stored for the moment. This is everything that was in the bus. We had Mickey and Minnie, and when she got pregnant, she gave birth to the 13 Mouseketeers. I started at 7 when I ran away from the orphanage, and that's how I went on the hobo trail to be able to find Topeka, Kansas. And when I found Topeka, Kansas, I discovered that my mother was, and that my stepfather lived there, and that my grandmother was there. And that's how I kind of came about my own little reality of things, is when I found them. My grandmother and my mother both thought that I was the prodigal son. And they treated me accordingly, which was kind of a funny thing when I was a kid, when I met my grandmother, that, you know, she was like that with me. That's how I left, because when she told me what she told me, I was very confused about things, and I says, well, if that's the case, then nothing can happen to me, don't worry about it, and I left. You know, took off, come out to California, and my first experience in Hollywood in 1959. I hung out at a place called the Gold Cup and a place called the Jack in the Box there in those days, and I basically hustled for a living.
By hustling, what did that?
I went to bed with men as a boy, as a young boy.
My dad's always been there for me. He's always going to take care of me. I'm always going to help take care of him. I mean, it's like a mutual understanding of the fact that, you know, we're really good friends. That's how you could put it. Me and my dad are really good friends. We can sit down and have conversations for hours and not really have a problem with it at all, because we understand what we're talking about, and a lot of our memories and shit of stuff were almost identical, because we were sitting right there with each other when it happened.
Obviously getting older, and so are you.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just hitting like that middle part, not even middle part of my older. I've hit the last part of my teens, and I'm now in my 20s.
What about the when he passes away? Have you thought?
I don't really talk about that much. I mean, I think about it sometimes here and there, but talking about it might make it become reality too much sooner. I don't like talking about if my dad dies or when he dies, what I'm gonna do. It's actually an insult to his memory while he's still alive.
I didn't mean to insult you.
No, I understand. It's just a question, and it's a moral question, and no, you did not insult me in any way, shape, or form. I just get adamant about the fact that I don't like talking about it. You never want someone to die faster than they did, so why talk about it?
I totally understand.
I mean, yeah, no. That's just the way I am about it. Let's smoke a cigarette. You mind if I smoke a cigarette? I mean, yeah.
She's life, and that's strong, man. That's real strong. And I'm just grateful to God that she came out the way she came out, and that she's the way she is, and that she can do the things she can do, you know? And even though we're close enough to where we have our little fights and stuff like that, we're still, you know, father and daughter, and we're still, you know, going to be together. And I can't say anything about it that other than that, you know, I'm just grateful and proud of her, you know. You might say, life did me right. You know, no pun.
You were talking until I said
I never
something.
handed you a shovel, but you're digging. Quit.
Then speak like you were talking before.
Well, what am I going to say, life?
I don't know. Absolutely anything would do at this point.
Okay, anything.
Other than being a dick. I knew we wouldn't make it this whole fucking trip.
What?
I knew we wouldn't make it this whole trip.
Make what?
All right. I'm about done.
For the life of me, I have no idea why you do this, but whatever you do, you do.
I do this because you unconsciously do things you have no idea about. It's obvious, otherwise you'd know.
I have to go out and hold a sign. Of course, my sign says, no booze, no drugs, no lie. Family needs help. Well, that's what I am, a family. I'm always a family. I'll always be a family, whether it's just me and my daughter and our dogs or whether it be other people. But now that I don't have my buses and I have to do things, I can't have my daughter out there because she gets approached by the wrong people for the wrong things. Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is just, you know, between you and me, and they're going to find out. Have I ever not been able to pull a rabbit? Come on, you've been with me your whole life.
Oh.
Have I ever not been able to pull a rabbit?
The whole reason why we weren't able to get into a room is because they were booked up.
Wasn't my fault. I had money.
They were booked up. There was no way to get a room. They're booked.
How do you always pull rabbits, Happy? How do you do it?
God. Without him, you ain't got nothing, buddy. You know, like they say, your miracles
right.
and, you know, your conjurers and your whatever.
I have a better
without him,
explanation
ain't
for
none
that. Belief and thought become reality if you want it to. Belief and thought become reality if you want it to.
Listen, you can convince yourself of anything, can't you? Regardless of the right information is there or not.
And it takes somebody a while to unconvince you of something you convinced yourself of that's completely wrong.
Yeah, especially if you only have a certain amount of information, you convince yourself it was that way with that information. It was wrong in the first place.
These are all the stickers I put on that I got in Venice. See, Venice Originals, California Venice, Weediculous, Dogtown. These are all the stickers that I got in Venice, and this is a Venice Beach, Sector 94. And I got down there too. I just love it so much.
You know, when I say I'm a hustler, it's like this. You want to do something? Okay. How much you got, baby? Oh, show me. Come on, show me. How much you got? You're fucked. I just need you in the nuts, bitch. You to me, man. What the fuck? I'm gonna kick your ass, take your back. You got it? Come on. What?
Wow. So you would?
Yeah. If I was in their car, I said, give me the money. Pay up first. Thanks. Bam! And out the car. What are you gonna do? I'm an underage kid. You gonna fucking call police on me? I do that to somebody, kick their ass. They give me the money. I kick their ass. Next day they come back, and go. They want me to do it again. It's a sick world. Yeah, but that's when I was a kid. You wanna go some footy? Ready? Let's go. Here.
Wipe the sleep from your eyes so that you can see. Tomorrow may come, but you may not know it. That somehow we all find our peace. Don't think tomorrow isn't important. It means just as much as today.
Hey.
Hey.
Stop.
Hey. Hey.
Get that in there. Get back in there now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. I'm gonna start you down.
Damn Rottweiler.
Yeah. Look at this.
All right, so let's take a moseying about trip around.
Yeah. This is how we start to make Fort San Fernando. Your backpack's going to be right there between the bucket, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking good. We still need to life in this and down that in by the post down there from this side view. Nah.
I didn't sleep at all last night for the main reason of the fact that I didn't truthfully feel comfortable, for one. And for two, I had my laptop set up in front of me with the movies that I had just gotten set up right there, but I never got around to watching them because I was too busy talking with Happy about what we're gonna do today. We tend to do that half the night sometimes, if not all night. When Happy gets tired and decides to lay down is usually when I start watching my shows in some way. But he'll probably watch some stuff with me tonight, you know? He's the worst light guy in the world. No, here, Happy will get it. Okay. Over. More towards that light.
Yeah.
More towards that light. A little more towards that light.
Oh,
About, no, there. But there. Taking, completing. Personal videos. Go back to collection. I have 75 movies and 406 shows.
I grew up in a violent world. I grew up in a physical world. I grew up in a world where, hey, you don't think I can fucking make you do that?
It was real easy to hurt people. I touch people and hurt them. It's real easy to hurt people. But it's not easy to fight somebody and not hurt them, but let them know you can and not hurt them.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
actually
important.
very hard to spar with people
No, I can't
and let
spar.
them know you can hurt them without actually hurting them.
I can't spar with people. No.
It-
If you want to spar with me, you're going to know you've been sparred with.
Me and
because I
Happy-
will not get the fuck knocked out of me because you didn't feel what I just did.
Me and
You're gonna
Happy
feel it.
used to spar together. We got to a particular point where we both stopped and went, all right, any further and we're going to really hurt each other. We need to stop.
I want to tell you something that I probably shouldn't, but I've told you before. And you see, I never really believed it myself. And I never, ever, tell many people because it's one of them really, really weird things. But you see, my mother, she told my grandmother that I was not my father's child. That she was in a car going across the Arizona desert, and the car quit, and she was abducted by aliens, and that was the result of an pregnancy by them. She told my grandmother that. My grandmother told me. Now, when she told me I was young, and I thought about it, I thought, this can't be. It's impossible, right? No such thing, right? Yeah, I got to tell you, I believe otherwise now that there is such a thing, but I may not think that I'm dead. My grandmother, who there's never been anybody shine a light even close to her light. She thought I was Return of Jesus through what my mother told her, and she treated me so. I remember images of me holding my mother's hand, so small I had to reach up like this while she hitchhiked through the Ozarks, and I sat in the lap of a guy while he drove the car and I drive the car. I remember those kind of things.
What else do you remember?
Oh, my mother would take these businessmen that she'd met that were homosexuals, and she would hire me and her out as their family so they could go to business meetings and stuff like that at different functions and not be considered gay. Man, she charged a lot of money for that.
In a time where being gay was completely bad in a
Unacceptable.
controversial way.
Unacceptable. They took me from my mother when I was 5 and put me in an orphanage, in juvenile hall, and then they put me in an orphanage. I ran away from the orphanage when I was 7 and come out here to California looking for my mother who, quote, had died of alcoholism. So 2 years later, she was with her mother, my grandmother, in Topeka, Kansas, and she went crazy thinking about all these crazy things that happened to me because I was what I was, and she knew they had found me and that they were experimenting on me and, all kinds of crazy things because I was what I was, the product of. So she just took my stepfather's .32 Derringer and went, shot herself in the chest and the heart, killed herself in his bed. And that's how she died. Yep. I was 7 years old when I found that out. I wanted to look for the motherfucker that killed her because I know she wouldn't have done that. But yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
I have not, in all our footage, heard you talk about your father at all.
Because I only met him once.
Where did you meet him and what?
In a bar. My mama, I was about 4 years old, and Mama took me to see him. And, he handed me a box of balloons. I'm sitting there beside Mama, and I'm blowing up the balloons, and every time I get one blown up, he comes by with a cigarette and goes, stop it. And I thought that was really mean of him. I never cared shit for him either after that. I never thought, man. It didn't have nothing to do with what Mama said or anything else, because he popped all the fucking balloons after he gave to. You know how hard it was for me to blow them up? I remember. Yeah. Real.
Real.
Yes, real.
Oh, there we go.
I've tried to explain this to you several times, Topher. You got this bubble, that you live in, that you've been brought up in and everything, and you look in the other world and you see it, but I'm in it, I live it, it's my world, I have it, I'm under control of it. That's why when I tell you things, I go, try to get it, man, try to get it, because if you don't, well, we'll never see the rest of it, because the rest of it falls in
I need
line.
to stop that right there. There's also the task to the matter of the fact that you are a bit too much in general. and you insult the shit out of people all the fucking time.
That's
and
why
don't
they call me an
give
asshole.
a fuck about it. Now, that's not being an asshole. That's just being inconsiderate.
I'm not
Now,
inconsiderate,
you
life.
need to think about the fact that there's a difference between being an asshole and being inconsiderate. And sometimes you're not just only an asshole, you're also inconsiderate. How we're still together, our relationship of why we're still together, and the process of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we can't figure that out yet. We don't know why we're still together. I guess because it's the blood thicker than all that other shit.
I may go one song at a time, and it'll only cost you 2 lines. And I could write a song made just for you. Well, here I am, I'm sitting at home, I'm waiting by that telephone. I've got my guitar standing by my side. Well, as soon as that phone it starts to ring, well, that's when I start to sing. I'll be writing songs with you there as my guide. I make it 1 nickel at a time, and it'll only cost you 2 dimes. I could write a song made just for you. I make a 1 song at a time, and it'll only cost you 2 dimes. And I could write a song made just for you.
All right, this is the last song by Happy. Marker.
This here's the last song. This song is kind of important, so I'd really like everybody to pay attention. Okay? All right, here we go. Some people keep asking me just what the hell it is that I think I'm doing here. Well, it's none of your business. Thank you. That's the last song.